The prophet Isaiah speaks to Harvest Prayer Ministries when he says, "All that we have accomplished, Lord, you have done for us." That really is the story of Harvest Prayer Ministries. A simple idea God gave to my wife Kim and myself 23 years ago, that God was calling the church to be a house of prayer for all nations. We really came at it from the standpoint of missions. We saw from working with a number of mission organizations that if we were going to be successful in accomplishing the Great Commission, seeing the gospel go to all nations, it was going to happen because the church was experiencing the power of God released through prayer. God called us out of the local church to establish Harvest Prayer Ministries in 1993. We soon saw that it wasn't just missions that was needing prayer, but the entire ministry of the church. If we're to be effective as Christians, there has to be a strong foundation of prayer. Our board, as we came together, established a mission that is still the same one that we have today, that God has called Harvest Prayer Ministries to call and equip the local church to become a house of prayer for all nations in order to see revival and the finishing of the task of world evangelization. We really had a simple beginning. Kim and I shared an office in our spare bedroom, and it kind of began from there. You know, though the ministry has grown through the years, we still come back to the same call to the church to be a house of prayer. Our focus has been teaching, and it continues to be that through the years. We travel to churches, we go to conferences, conventions, seminars, workshops. Regardless of the setting, we want to take God's word and bring it to God's people to help them understand the power of prayer and how to grow in that in their own lives. God's given us a lot of opportunities to literally impact this nation. Our staff through the years has grown. We've written over 20 books on prayer that's changing lives all over the planet. One of the things that's exciting is the growth of Prayer Connect magazine. It's the only magazine in the world focused just on prayer. And we love to hear the stories of how lives are being changed from regularly reading this wonderful journal on prayer that we're able to put together. One of the things that's very exciting for us is how God has allowed Harvest Prayer Ministries to move into leadership in the prayer movement in this nation and even around the world. I've been privileged to serve for 14 years now as chairman of the board for the National Day of Prayer and chairman of America's National Prayer Committee. That means that so many times things that are impacting the whole nation are coming across my desk right here in Terre Haute, Indiana, and we're able to speak into and have an impact on situations all over this nation in the area of prayer. I'm excited about what has happened, but I'm even more excited about what's going to happen. It's very clear to me that God is pouring out a spirit of prayer upon the church in this nation. In the days ahead, more than ever, we need to see a church that is moving in the power of God, and the power of God is released from a praying church. The need for Harvest Prayer Ministries is more critical than ever before, and we appreciate all that you can do to stand alongside us in prayer and support so that we can continue to do what God has called us to do, calling and equipping the church to become a house of prayer for all nations in order to see revival and the finishing of the task of world evangelization.